The team formerly known as Curse has just trounced CLG in their first matchup of the season. I'm here with IWillDominate following their victory. Dominate, I think a lot of people felt as though this might have been, or was supposed to be, one of the closer games of today, and yet it seemed like you guys were very dominant over them despite missing Piglet. Obviously they were missing someone as well, but why do you think that is?
I think we're just like a better team at the macro game right now, which is weird because they were so much better than us last season. But Peter's come in and we have a lot better rotations now. If you can see just like how the turret game's playing out, they're responding to us and we're dictating the pace of the game, which is new for our team. We used to be a really reactive team. So I think that just having control of the game, even if you mess up, they can only gain so much because they're not pushing on you. And for example, if we push on them and they mess up, then we're taking inhibitor, we're taking second turret, we're taking Baron, we're taking major objectives. So yeah, I think it's just like a change in our game style.
There's been so much conversation about coaches, and as you just mentioned Peter. I would love to know, what it's like working with him and how you think he's been able to affect you guys. Is it like around picks and bans? Is it around, figuring out when you need to rotate? What's his use?
It's literally everything. He does the picks and bans for us in game. He'll set up the team comps and he'll know what they're going to pick and ban before the game even happens. So it puts us in a really comfortable position when we get on stage and we have the champions. And even in the picks and bans, he'll talk about how our team matches versus theirs, like how we should play team fights, how we should set up team fights, when we should rotate, whether we should 2v1 or not, what champions are weak, how we want to attack like the game. So it's literally everything that's going to happen in the game. Peter gives me like the pretty much the lowdown on it, and I'll just go into the game and I'll try to just remember everything he said. I'll try to relay that information, and since I spend a lot of time with Peter, he's my roommate, and we just talk about the game a lot because that's what we like to do. I kind of just act as like I know what Peter would have said, so I just kind of say what Peter would say in game, and sometimes I do it in his accent too.
Nice. Do you think that the accent changes the effect it has on people?
Well, yeah, because if I say it just like how I sound, no one's gonna respect the call. But if I go, "Hey Peter, you want to rotate, get the tower," then everyone will know exactly what to do.
Peter has a Rastafarian accent, apparently. This is what I've just.
That's how Peter talks. Like if you talk to Peter, like he's Chinese, but that's how he talks because he's a cool Chinese guy. Okay.
I don't know what that means. Moving on. No, I think that the inclusion of coaches into the pick and ban phase is really fascinating, especially because I hear a lot of players who have said that like it doesn't really change much because the coaches aren't going to really say anything more than the players used to say. But it sounded like you were saying as though he just literally runs the whole thing. It's like, do this, do that, do this. Is there conversation at all during picks and bans, or is it literally him?
There's conversation because there's back and forth. I mean, a lot of it depends on our matchups and what we're confident to do, because the thing that makes him a really good coach is that he listens to the players. He knows what people are comfortable in, and then he uses that knowledge to formulate the plan. So yeah, he's saying so much more than we were. He's talking about every point of the game, whether we should give up dragons, take dragons, deep warding, group warding, dive turrets, like whatever we need to do, we have the whole plan set out.
Switching gears a little bit, has the day-to-day changed at all for you, or like the feel of the team or the atmosphere changed at all since you became Team Liquid and are no longer Curse, or is it pretty much the same thing?
It feels really similar. We pretty much have like the same staff, same analyst, same manager, same owner. Everything is the same in terms of that. And as far as practice goes, we haven't really started using our office yet. We only actually got a day and a half of practice going into these games. And I mean, that's just pretty much a testament to how good of a coach Peter is because even without that much scrim and that much repetition, having a good enough game plan is something that trounces like months of practice, which is what CLG had.
Now, do you think that any of your games or your wins have been due to Keith's presence on the team, or are you guys not operating at full capacity? I mean, there's so much discussion about how well he seemed to support you guys, but what at the end of the day do you interpret his being on the team as meaning for these games? I
think Keith is a really solid challenger AD, and he's probably the best challenger AD actually, but I don't think he's doing anything that Piglet can't do. I mean, Piglet's a world championship. He's pretty much like the star player on our team. So I definitely think we'll be stronger with Piglet, but I also think that Keith did pretty much the best you can ask for a sub.
What happens if somebody's not feeling very satisfied with their AD carry? Keith comes in, shows up, is now on their team, and you have to face this guy. Is that a scary prospect?
No, it's not. I know Keith inside and out.
Okay. So you just dominate him.
Yeah, he's kind of basic in terms of how he thinks about the game. He's got good mechanics. He like plays well, but like he doesn't have like a huge grasp. Like you can abuse Keith in certain ways.
Wow. abuse happening on Team Liquid. I've just discovered this.
Yeah.
Anything you would like to say here at the end after this week?
I just want to thank all the fans that came out. Definitely a shout out to my mom. She came and watched me for the first time ever during these 2 games. And also I'd like to thank our sponsors, HTC, Quest, HyperX, Alienware, and Razer.
Thank you so much for the interview, Dominate. It's been really exciting to see Team Liquid enter the scene with you guys here. For everyone else, you can check out the rest of our coverage of all things League of Legends at ongamers.com.